What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Blitz Report. Today I have another scouting report for you. After this one, the only positions we will like is the running backs and the interior offensive linemen, and after that we'll go back and we'll look at some guys we missed, look at some of the guys we've already looked at to get a better feel and a better idea for them. It's always a good idea to double check your work, so we'll do that. So we'll go ahead and jump into this one. It is safeties and cornerbacks. The reason safeties are included in this one is because I couldn't find too much scouting tape on the safeties aside from the top guys, so we'll go ahead and include them together. Now, I could find some scouting tape for a few other guys, but it was only one video, and it's not fair to me, it's not fair to you, and it's not fair to me to base my whole opinion off of one game on those guys. So I'll go ahead and knock out the safeties first, and then we'll move to the cornerbacks. So I'll throw this picture up here for you. It's Darwin James. This guy lines up all over the field. He makes it hard for quarterbacks to get a good read. He can play free safety, strong safety, single high safety, nickel, or he can line up in the box. He does everything well. He has a physical style of play, and he will be ready to start day one. Next, we have Ronnie Harrison out of Alabama. This guy is fast for a safety. He's very fast for a safety. He'll probably run a 4.4 at the combine. He flies all over the field. He comes down in the run game and lays a hit on the running back no matter how big he is. He doesn't care. He's good in coverage. He gets a little handsy at times, and in the NFL, he will get called for that. So moving on, and this is the perfect segue for this. This guy is Minkah Fitzpatrick. He plays both safety and cornerback. Wherever Minkah Fitzpatrick goes, he's going to bring versatility. He can play strong safety, free safety, nickelback, cornerback on either side. He can come down and play in the box. He's got good size. He's very athletic. He's sticky in coverage. He does a nice job attacking the football and getting turnovers for his team. Next, we have Isiah Oliver out of Colorado. He has great size and great hip flexibility, which is very important for the position. It helps the cornerback to change directions and keep up with receivers in and out of their breaks. I like to see him get his head turned a little bit faster, which is something a lot of young cornerbacks have to adjust to and deal with. But in the NFL, he will get pass interference calls on that, but it's not too big a deal. With his size and athleticism, I still feel like he is one of the top cornerbacks in this draft class behind Minkah Fitzpatrick. If you count him as a cornerback, you can count him as a cornerback or a safety, whichever you prefer. Next is another guy that I'm very high on that a lot of people ain't, and that is Carlton Davis, cornerback. He has great size. He's great at pressing his man to the line of scrimmage. He's probably the best press cornerback in this draft class. He has great hip flexibility. He has a physical style of play to go along with his big size. The only thing that's a really knock on him is he doesn't have a lot of top-end speed, but that doesn't matter because of his hip flexibility and his ability to press receivers at the line of scrimmage. If the quarterback's under pressure, he's going to be able to hold them and not let them get deep on him. Next, we have Tarvarus McFadden out of Florida State. He has great size for the position. He's a good tackler. He's sometimes used like a safety, lining up in the box, and all the blitzes, they blitz him a lot. His best fit would be in a zone scheme because sometimes in man coverage he does lose his man from time to time, but he can grow and adjust to that in the league. Next, we have Denzel Ward, and this is a lot of people's top-rated cornerback in the class, but he's a very small guy, and that's something I don't really care for in a cornerback. I want my guys to be able to line up with bigger receivers and stop those 50-50 passes. He's very fast. He's probably going to run in the 4.3s at the combine. He does a nice job attacking to the football. He's got great hip flexibility so he can change directions. Great recovery speed. Very athletic dude. He's just going to have trouble guarding those bigger, taller NFL wide receivers. Next is another guy that a lot of people are higher on than I am, and that is Joshua Jackson. He doesn't have the most flexible hips, but he has great recovery speed. He's got good size for the position. He can really go up and win those 50-50 battles, and a lot of times he will come down with the ball, but he's going to have to do a better job of sticking with his man. He's a great tackler, has a physical style of play. I like to see him have better anticipation on the routes the receiver is running. And personally, I think he should stay in school for another year to solidify himself as a first-round pick because he's got the potential. He just needs to get some experience to go along with it. After Joshua Jackson, we have Jaire Alexander. This guy is a firecracker. He's a small cornerback, but he plays much bigger than his size. He plays very physical. He's ultra athletic and can contribute on special teams as well. He's a dangerous return man. He can block kicks. He can be a shotgunner on your punt coverage. Sometimes he does get caught looking in the backfield, but his athleticism is usually enough to make up for that in college. Maybe not in the NFL, but he's got good speed. He's physical with his guy, whether the guy is bigger or not. So he can stick with anybody. So I'm really liking Jaire Alexander, especially in the second round. Next we have Kevin Toliver. He's not the most athletic guy, but he has good size and plays with good technique. He's very good at pressing his guy at the line with his hands. He has a physical style of play, and he's a good tackler. He has nice hip flexibility to stick with his man, but I'd like to see him get his head turned faster. Also, like other big cornerbacks, he doesn't have a lot of top-end speed. Next guy we have is Inman Marshall out of USC. He's not the biggest, but he's not the smallest either. He's not the greatest of athletes, but he does have some athletic ability. He's good with his hands off the line. He's willing to come down and stick his head in and make a stop in the run game. He needs to clean up his tackling technique. He's able to stick with his man in coverage, but sometimes a little too often he's there to make the play and he doesn't make it, so he needs to be a little more consistent. The last guy on this list is Adonis Alexander out of Virginia Tech. He's a very smart football player. He knows when to hold the edge and let the guys inside make the play. He can read routes pretty well. He needs to be better with his hands on shorter routes, but on post routes and go routes, he's very good at sticking with his man and winning those jump ball situations because of his size, and he will come down with it if he has an opportunity to. He needs to clean up his tackling technique and play a little more consistent. But that's my scouting report for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a like, hit the comment button, let me know who you're high on and who you're low on. If there's anything NFL related that you want me to talk about, drop it in the comment section below. I will get you featured and shout out on a video. Hope you guys have a great day, and thanks for watching.